Sarah, you've called in response to Elliot playing down the lockdown and playing down the disease. You have lost somebody to this disease.
Yes, well, a month ago, yesterday, we lost our granddaughter, 19, and she had underlying conditions, but nothing we ever thought would take her in this way. We didn't expect her to die, but she did. So I'd like people, well, I wouldn't want anyone to have been put in our shoes, especially my daughter and son-in-laws, but if they could have shadowed our life over the last 6 weeks, I think they would change their mind about thinking that this is the flu and it's not that serious. Because from one family, what it's done to us, I can't explain what it's done to us. Even when she passed, she had no one there. Not because of the hospital's fault, it was just they lost so many people in this hospital. They said they couldn't guarantee our safety. But they were absolutely brilliant. They took the phone. We could talk to her over the phone. They were marvellous, absolutely marvellous. And as I say, if someone had seen from start to finish what we went through, not just us, but what these doctors, nurses, care workers have to do in the hospital, he might change his mind. We couldn't have a proper funeral. We couldn't have funeral cars. We had to sit 6 feet away from our granddaughter. And it was absolutely horrendous. So when people think it's just the flu, I've had the flu, and I know people die of the flu, but this is something really different. And if we don't heed on the advice, this will come back in several months' time, and who knows what it will do then. Who knows? So from someone
Sarah,
who does know, for someone who does know, and yes, it is tough to be in isolation, but it's a lot tougher burying your granddaughter.
It is, and how is your daughter or son? I don't know the parents of your granddaughter coping. How are they coping?
They're still in shock. We still can't believe she's gone because it happened. It seemed to happen so quick, but it didn't really. But it's just hard really to take in. But the funeral was 2 weeks ago. We were lucky that we could have a funeral within 2-3 weeks. But it's like it's not happened. It sounds strange, but it's like we were at someone else's funeral. It's very strange.
It's like being in a daze. Yes.
But
well, and also if you're not, I was going to say, of course, it feels like someone else's funeral, because if you're not able to grieve and be together in the same way, there is an unreal nature to that, isn't there?
We were just not prepared for it, to be honest. We were not prepared. She goes into hospital, tested straight away, and within 2 weeks, she'd gone. But from what we saw with the doctors and the nurses, and I don't know, they sounded really young to me when I spoke to the doctors and nurses, and going by their names, their Christian names, they weren't. I don't think they were very old, but they were working like 12, 13-hour shifts, and no matter how many times we phoned, we tried not to phone too often because we knew they were overwhelmed. But when we did phone, they would don their gear and go in and take messages, an old phone. This is the doctors doing this, holding phones to patients' ears, so that we could give messages. And, they were so calm and caring. And it's just when you hear people like these guys there, obviously, when you hear and see what we went through and what we heard about other stories, it just makes me wonder that these people think it's not too much to worry about. It's scary, really.